Alright, so I had a new hero ID and I would call him Drilly Billy. So I actually wanted to maybe draw him out, but my drawing tablet is still in my other house, at my mom's. But Drilly Billy is basically an Earth Element character, and he kind of looks like a Pokemon in the sense that he doesn't really look human. He looks more like a cartoon, like Pokemon sort of creature, and he would basically have like a big drill nose with his eyes underneath and like a small like a smile, and then he'd just be kind of like this brown round creature. I'm not referring to poop. Probably on just two little like legs, and he would have some pretty decently sized like hands. Like I said, kind of like a Pokemon character you can imagine, but then he would have like drills, big drills on his hands as well. Probably protruding like oh wait, no, maybe the fingers could be like very sharp nails, kind of like a mole, and then they could twist and turn into drills. So I think that'd be pretty cool. But I feel like he would also have some like mechanical elements. But maybe the cool part would be if the mechanical elements are something that he's born with, instead of it being like man-made or something. So maybe he would have like sort of like a metal box that grows on his arm, which he can make like the really thin screwdriver like drills come out of. So that would be maybe used for doing more like hemorrhage damage. And then maybe he would have like some kind of metal backpack or something with wires attached to it to give you an ID, and it'd be like really shiny metal. And I'm thinking for his attacks, sometimes I'm not really sure what I would do with a character because sometimes it's just fun to come up with a cool character design, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're always gonna have good attack IDs because ideally you want a character to still be unique to some degree. But for Drilly Billy, I was thinking he'd kind of be more like just a pretty simple character in the sense that he wouldn't be anything too special. He would just be a character that would just chase you down and just follow up with multiple attacks to kill you, and he would kind of slow you down and dismantle you for the most part. And I'm actually not sure. Now that I think about it, maybe for his ultimate, for one of his ultimates, I was thinking he could summon some allies, some of his own like species of like buddies to help him. But maybe I could incorporate that more in the attacks or something. Um, Not sure about that actually. Maybe with team up or something. I don't know. So for the most part, he could maybe you could imagine just doing this with multiple of like his buddies that he could summon. He could jump at you with like his both of his drill hands or something, and he would start spinning. And if you hit the enemy, he would get dismantled. So you would temporarily lose like some of your attacks with weapons. He could also probably go in the ground and like drill really hard, and like he would constantly like do 360s and spin around. It would look really funny, and he could probably make like a quicksand hole that he could kind of slow people down in. And then he could probably have like a little tractor. I don't know what you call it in English, but that thing, the tractor, like yellow construction vehicle that he could use to basically ride them over, and he could knock them back into the quicksand or something probably. Um, I'm also thinking he could probably have like one of those trail attacks where he puts his drills in the ground and then it makes like a cobblestone path or something, and then drills come out of it, and if it hits you, you get dismantled. And since he's a drill character, he could probably also go underground. So I'm thinking yeah, I didn't really think this through to be honest. So maybe give some ideas, but maybe he could like go underground, and then he could get more of an indication of where enemies are, and then he could just hit you with a regular just drill attack. Maybe with like the tiny drills on his arms, like the thin ones, he could give you lasting damage, so that if you don't like get heals, you take damage over time a little bit or something. All sorts of things like that. Or maybe he could start aggressively spinning 360s into the ground, so he could pile dirt up on you, and maybe your vision on like the screen would get blurred or something with dirt. I think there's some fun ideas, I guess. Um, hmm. And then for his ultimates, I was thinking he could do like a mega drill attack where he would basically like get larger because it's kind of like a more cartoonishly character. And then he would combine all of his drills, so the drills on his hands and the one on his like on his head, and then he would basically jump up and like orbital strike onto you, and then maybe it'd be like insta kill or something. It would probably also create like a massive hole in the ground that people could fall into or something. So yeah, I think that'd be a fun idea. Or for his second ultimate, he could summon a bunch of his buddies. They would all get in their tractors and they would start making tracks, like dirt tracks around enemies probably, and then sort of like push them into it so they would all get damaged with drills that come out of the ground, something like that. Yeah. And so I'm really thinking right now what he could do if he could use more of his buddies in his attacks. Um, I gotta think for like a second. Uh, eh, I don't have that much other ideas. I'll just leave it in the comments otherwise. Okay, I hope you liked the video and see you in the next one. Bye.